Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody. No matter what part of the world you're in or what time of the day you load up this video, it is StarCraft time. This is Icelian, and I'm bringing you into game number 2 of Gatored vs. Strelock. Now, I'm not going to spoil it just yet. If you didn't see game 1, it should be on the side panel, or you can just look up, the same title as this, but you add in game 1 to it instead of game 2. And it should give you the result. If not, you can go to my channel, youtube.com/ICelianGaming, or just click on the username beneath this video, and it will go right into, it will lead right to the channel, and you can go there and find the game. So, you've had your chance to go see game 1. Wait a little bit longer. Spoiler alert, Strelock was great, opening up with some very unorthodox proxy factory play, and really lowering the worker count of his opponent when his Gatored could not get that bonus economy, when he couldn't beef up all of his economy. Then Strelock just took advantage, exactly what he needed to do, put on a little bit of early pressure, got a sneaky third, and walked right on through. Of course, you knew all that because I'm sure you saw game 1. There's our blue Eye of Sauron warping in the first gateway of the game. That's just something for anybody who's not watched my games before. It seems to me like when the warp begins for Protoss buildings, it looks like an Eye of Sauron from that Lord of the Rings thing that some of you may know if you're a nerd like I am. See, look, there it is. There it is. The all-seeing Protoss Eye. Both of these players are exceptional, and this is from the Intel Extreme Masters event that took place this last weekend. As I pull open my phone so I can check the calendar, October 14th to 16th. And hopefully this... Nope, SCVs are good. This probe zooms around just being annoying. Annoying little bugger. And so there was the... I was just saying, this is from the Intel Extreme Masters New York event. Took place mid-October. Some great games that were played. A lot of people watched the MLG Orlando. I know I did, but I found this replay pack, and I wanted to go through and see the replays. This is from the Group B pool play. Now, I'm not going to go through like the finals or anything, because that's probably covered by Day9 and Husky and HD and Artosis, and I'm sure all those guys were interesting plays for a second pylon, maybe trying to hide some tech. We'll see. I'm sure all those guys are going to be covering the high-end stuff, but I thought, hey, we bring in some pool play, why not? The Strelock, known for his great Terran play back in Brood War, has moved on to StarCraft 2. Certainly does not seem to be lacking at all. Excuse me just a moment. I need to clear my throat, make sure that I wasn't going to be coughing at a very important part of the game. Something I've noticed with Gatored is he tends to get supply blocked a little often. I don't know, I'll just see a lot of times like he's at 26-26, and then he'll drop his pylon. Or he'll be at 64-64, and he's like, oh, shoot, I need to drop like 3 pylons. Reaper is coming out. Very interesting early play from Strelock. Now, he does have the tech lab down for, to get these Marauders out, which will certainly help against like this early Stalker and so on and so forth. And he is taking his expansion, not even bothering to build it in the base and lift it off, but just going right to it. And maybe building an early refinery as well? Nope, just sending a little scouting SCV. The Reaper probably going to be slipping in from... Let's follow him, see where he's going. I'm sure he'll just run across here, cut through the back, hop through this little narrow point, and a pylon here to catch it just in case. Gosu saying, you know what, you've got a very, very early tech lab. You pumped out some Marauders, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that Reaper. And actually, that's going to be exactly, he will get caught. Even the Stalker here, to see it, I'm wondering if he didn't catch it earlier. And this Reaper will survive, live to fight another day. Doing his bonus verse 9 with 2 shots. Verse Light, which would be great for worker harass. Of course, now that Gatored has pulled his Stalkers away, would be a perfect time for the Reaper to come back, but the Reaper's run to the other side, decided instead to be used as a scout. 34-34, says Gatored. Apparently telling us all his locker combination from high school. But that's okay, because he's not there anymore. He has moved on. So he is happy to give that knowledge out. This is a good play. Sneaking around, checking the natural, the expansion. Almost getting that first probe kill. But keeping the Reaper alive is going to be the important part. My God, he clicked like 8 times there just at once. Did you see that? Maybe there's a little bit of lag going on. That could have been why Gatored spouted random numbers. Both players moving into their early game macro mode. 3-gate expand for Gatored and Strelock in the meantime. Just going on normal 3 racks, throwing down a factory so we can move on to that starport play. Neither breaking the rocks. I'd like to actually see both of them doing so. Maybe they're fearing early, some more early pressure, but I mean, Strelock knows he's got the watchtower, so why not empty out the bunker, move over, and start breaking the rocks? I am generally a fan of if there are rocks deliberately placed to prevent the construction of a command center or Nexus hatchery. I'm always a fan, if you've watched any of my other casts, of going through and breaking those with any idle attacking units whenever you can, especially if you have the scouting. We have again Gatored his supply box for just that little bit, and then he knows he's going to be making even more, so he goes ahead and drops yet another pylon. He does have the Observer going to be coming out, and he does have a fair amount. He's got 10 supply over his opponent, chrono boosting out all those workers. I know that a lot of Protoss can get lackadaisical and forgetful about their chronos, and it can be essential beyond reason. Making sure that you abuse those chronos, because Terrans are not forgetting their mules, well, not so much, or their scans, and Zerg won't always forget their LARP injects. So just on a little patrol path here for Strelock. Reaper checking to see if an early third would go down. Even though I really think it would go down here, it wouldn't be too difficult to gateway off this entire segment, and actually we see that happen many, many times. Observer going to be just meandering on over. Seeing the tech, will spot that we have now double medevacs coming out from a very, very well saturated set of play. 42 to 49 harvesters, but both about the same because of those Zomayat and Mules. Warp Prism is coming in, and we've seen Gosu Gatored in the series against, there we go, finally breaking these rocks. In the series where Gosu Gatored played against, I can't even think, Dong Regu. Why did I forget that name? When he played against Dong Regu, had some absolutely fantastic Warp Prism play. Oh, I loved what he did with that. That was great. You'll hear me at the beginning of the cast, if you haven't seen it, say, you know, what's he doing? I don't understand with blah 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 units and stuff. I won't spoil it for those that haven't seen. For those who have seen, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't see where he was going at first, and then, oh, look at that. Both players approaching 100 supply, and we do have a single Viking coming out, a Viking medevac production. This is something I actually notice from Protoss players a lot, not Protoss, Terran players a lot, is that they think because they're doing double production off a reactor core. I mean, if you do it with a factory, it has to be Hellions. If you do it with a barracks, it has to be Marines. But with a starport, you can go medevac Viking. Now, sometimes you wouldn't want to, sometimes it wouldn't make a lot of sense to, but you can, and it's just something interesting to do. And we have a single Marine floating into the base of Gosu Gatored. We have our hero Marine unit, and the medevac being a pansy saying, no, not even going to bother. Interesting little spread by the Zealots here. Only an 0-1 upgrade as the 1 armor and combat shields is getting ready to finish, but the 2-2 starting up for Gatored. No doubt he will be chrono boosting both of those as much as possible, keeping his energy low, which I love. It looks like he's getting a little oversaturated, and he needs to get ready to go down and hit this third, or find a way to slip around and hit this third. Where is that Warp Prism? That's going to be the telltale. What's going to be done with it?